Hey everyone, welcome to Staked Out in the Goat Pen. I'm Ian Higton.
And I'm Aoife Wilson.
And today we're going to be talking Dead Island 2. That's right, I've been #gifted a code for Dead Island 2 early, and I've played it. Oh yeah. Now, you've probably got a lot of questions to ask me, Aoife, but before we do that, let's just thank our sponsors, Toot Crate. They deliver you a fresh box of farts to your door once a month. Okay, sign up with the #staked and you get 25% off your first month. Oh, yeah.
Toot Crate, I love it. That is something only you would come up with, Ian.
What? No, it's a real what? Anyway,
Real,
moving
authentic company. Anyway, Dead Island 2.
Yes.
What? 9 years in the making.
I know. The first time I saw this was at Gamescom in 2014, and finally, 3 development teams later and 9 years gone. Wow. It's coming out this week. Woo.
That's wild when you put it like that. Like, what happened? And I mean, did you like it? Was it worth the wait?
I think it was worth the wait. It's not going to win any Game of the Year awards, but, you know, if you've been looking forward to a game where you can batter the crap out of zombies that still has the same vibe as the original, but, you know, with this current generation kind of graphics and gameplay, then you won't be disappointed. That's for sure.
Interesting. So I feel like the first question a lot of people will have that have kind of been following Dead Island 2 coverage on our channel and maybe saw your preview video, which had a lot of cat censorship. Your cats helped you cover up a lot of gore there. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of cats in that video. Is the game really that gory?
This game is very, very gory. This game prides itself on its gore. It has something called Gore Tech, I think it's called.
Oh my god.
There is so many different ways to dismember, disembowel, disfigure, destroy zombies.
I love that alliteration there.
Yeah, like honestly, every single kind of type of weapon, there's different damage on the zombie's flesh. Some of the zombies are bigger than others, some are smaller, and they break and they peel apart in the places you hit them and in specific ways. So you could hit a zombie with a machete in the face and then its eyeball would pop out.
Nice.
There's loads of different like elemental weapons and stuff, so you can you can throw caustic liquids on them and they'll start melting, or you can burn them, or you can electrocute them, and you know their flesh responds appropriately. And I haven't seen the inside of this many people since I was at university.
I don't want to know the context for that at all. Like, I'm moving swiftly on because I don't know where to look right now. But let's talk about this story, Ian, because I know absolutely nothing about the story for Dead Island 2. What's going on? What's it all about?
Well, basically, it's no longer taking place on the island of Benoy. Now this island is LA, which famously isn't an island.
Not an island.
No,
okay.
But
wait, so what? Dead Island? False advertising.
I know, right? There is literally, as far as I can tell, there are no islands in this game. Now, I should state, before I go any further, that I haven't fully completed this game.
Okay.
Our reviewer, Edwin, whose review is up on Eurogamer.net right now, Edwin has completed it. He says I'm about 2/3 of the way through. So I haven't seen everything, but I don't think it's going to, according to what Edwin says, it doesn't change up too much in terms of the formula. And
so failing like a late game, plot twist, it was an island all along, we can safely say.
I think there are no islands in it. But yeah, generally the story's pretty decent. You are you're not a lone survivor. You're a lone wolf survivor, at least if you play single player. And you're running around places in LA like Bel Air, Beverly Hills and stuff, and you're helping out other fellow survivors. There is a campaign with about, I think it's 26 missions, maybe 24 missions, where you have to help a group of survivors. One of them is a returning character from Dead Island 1. And there are a bunch of other side mission characters to chat to and help as well. But in general, the characters that you have to help, they're kind of wacky, a little bit caricature-y, they're based on LA stereotypes. You've got like the PR guy who's a bit cheesy.
The podcasters.
You have, there is a big influencer house, which is
oh my gosh.
The other side of the Atlantic, or whatever sea separates us from America, the podcasting lifestyle and the influencer lifestyle is very different, Aoife.
I know. I mean, tell me about it. There's a whole world there that we're just not part of, but I'm all right with it, I think.
Yeah, well, there is a giant influencer house you can run amok in, and like they have a bowling alley and stuff in there, loads of different sets and things.
So is the story good? I mean, is it like, do you get the sense that the story is not really what people are there for?
I don't think people will be there for the story too much. I think most people are just going to be there for kicking the crap out of the zombies. The story itself, you can take it or leave it, but it's entertaining enough. The characters are fun. Some of them are annoying, some of them are a bit cringy, but yeah, you know, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's basically on a par with the story from the original, I'd say. Just a bit over the top and silly.
Okay, so people just who are looking for more of the same from the first one, they'll know what to expect.
Exactly.
So the original was, I think, performance-wise, was a little bit janky. How stable is this game, considering it is a different developer and it's been in development for so long?
It's actually really good. There are a couple of little areas, like maybe you'll hit a zombie and it'll stick in a door and vibrate for a bit, but it definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't feel as like held together by sellotape and staples as the original Dead Island game, which a lot of people kind of like. I also quite liked it for its jank. It's, you know, there's something charming about a wonky game where like some things just, you know, break every so often and it leads to funny moments.
Jank isn't always bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more polished.
I'm still reeling at the fact that it's not an island. Unless you're counting the entire continent of North America.
Well, you do actually get to stand on the beach, on Venice Beach. So that's the edge of a
very large island.
So you could kind of paddle in the sea if you wanted. Lots of zombies do come out of the sea, but yeah, I didn't come across any game-breaking bugs or anything that made me think, oh, this is badly made. It all seems fine.
But also, like, how does it look? I mean, the original Dead Island wasn't fantastic to look at. It wasn't like groundbreaking to look at, but Hell A looks quite nice.
It does. I'm really impressed with how Dead Island 2 looks. Mainly the detail of the environments. Every single building you go into, it's apparent that the level designers have spent a long time kind of making it look lived in and then evacuated at the start of a big zombie uprising. It's so busy with environmental detail, and the amount of time I probably could have completed the game by now, but I love looking around like the houses, the different celebrity houses, and you can go into a hotel and you can like check out people's hotel rooms and things, just have a nose around. They've done a really good job in making it feel like a lived-in world. It's all a bit of a, you know, it's all a bit of a caricature of LA. So you'll go into a rock star's house and, you know, there'll be piles of beer cans and pizzas everywhere and like a big picture on the wall of an ocean and someone's written "fuck oceans" over it in paint and stuff. Like, it's just
take that, Pacific.
Exactly. It's very silly, but yeah, they've built this really interesting world that I've enjoyed exploring a lot.
For like being honest, there's been a lot of zombie games, right? There's been a lot of zombie games even in the last couple of years. I mean, what is Dead Island 2's IP, I guess? What sets it apart from other zombie games?
For me, I think the zombie combat and the RPG elements are going to really appeal to a lot of people. You do a lot of scavenging around for items and weapons. You don't get a gun or anything until quite far into the game, like probably about halfway through the game. So
Whoa,
a lot
really?
of the time, a lot of the time you're relying on melee weapons, and with those melee weapons you can start finding mods, which you can then put like flame effects, electricity effects, caustic effects onto them, and these will then allow you to attack the zombies in, you know, different ways. If you're going up against, say, an electrified zombie, which is just sending electric sparks everywhere, you can run and you can try and find a canister full of water and you can throw it at that zombie, and that will create a massive electrical pool around it, which will then electrocute any other zombies around it. You can have perks called curveballs. Well, they're not perks, little throwables, and you can get one that throws like blood and guts on the floor, which then attracts loads of zombies. Then you can like throw another curveball, like a pipe bomb at them once they're all huddled up to explode them and stuff. So the real, I think the real draw for this game is the experimenting with the gory ways of the combat, the different mixes of elements and how they affect the zombies.
So it definitely rewards like creative thinking and stuff like that.
100%. One of the only things I haven't tried out, and we're going to try this out on Thursday when we're allowed to, is this game in multiplayer, because it's a lot of fun to experiment with killing zombies solo. There's so many options for destroying zombies, but you can invite your pals. But co-op zombie smashing should be a lot of fun, especially with the amount of chaos.
Nice.
Order.
So you touched briefly on the RPG elements, but like, what's the world like? Is it like huge open world? Like, it sounds, if you can go into individual hotel rooms and stuff, it sounds pretty intricate.
It is an open world game, but not in the sense that the entire map is open world. It's more multiple small open worlds. So you start off in Bel Air, I think. Is it Beverly Hills? I get the two confused. You start off in one area. There are about 8 or so houses you can go into, but only 2 of them at first are open, and then you can come back later and some more open. And then there are other districts, and they're all really quite imaginative and fun. Like Beverly Hills and Bel Air have these big celebrity mansions and influencer houses and stuff. You can go to a movie studio called Monarch Studios, and there are loads of different film sets in there. So loads of stuff to explore in terms of the world. It's just in bite-sized chunks, I guess. There's also about 23 or so side missions, plus lost and found missions, and lots of, like, you can find fuses to open secret doors and things. So there's lots of reasons to return to areas as well, to like mop things up.
And do the side quests and stuff feel like, I mean, are they satisfying to do, or are they kind of, you know how like when you get open worlds, it's just clearly like filler content, it's the same side quests over and over again, that kind of way?
No, they're actually quite good side quests. Instead of being like, oh, you know, go and find 10 zombie brains across this area, these side quests are solo kind of story missions with interesting characters. There's one where you have to help an aging movie star clear out his grounds of his posh house. There's another, the influencer house, where there's an influencer trapped up on the roof, and she's filming the zombies, and you have to kill the zombies in cool ways for the hashtag content. Yeah. So the side quests are actually really interesting and fun to do. So they're definitely,
that's good to know.
Yeah, you don't have to do them, but if you skip them, you're missing some fun stuff.
That's good. Okay. So I guess, like, you know, finally, it's all about the zombies, right? So what you mentioned, you don't get a gun until halfway through. So it sounds like fighting zombies is actually pretty fun, but a bit different. What about the variety of zombies that you actually fight as well?
So there's a lot of variety in the zombies, but what I would say is, even though at first it is a lot of fun smashing up the zombies and finding different ways to burn them and melt them and chop their bits off, they are damage sponges, and after a while I got to a point where I'd see a big group of zombies, and I was just like, do you know what? That's a lot of hard work to take down all of those zombies. Yeah, and I'd start running past them, and it's not that it feels like a waste of time. It's just it gets a little bit samey, a little bit like tiresome after a while. You know, once you get curveballs, the throwables, that makes things a little bit more interesting for a bit. Once you get guns, that makes things a bit more interesting for a bit. But it always boils down to it. In the end, you're using melee weapons, and it takes a long time to especially the bigger zombies. You'll be running around like circle strafing them and just hitting them for ages, like, and you're just like, oh my god, my fingers are getting tired. Can I just go and do something else, please?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so it sounds like you overall enjoyed it. I mean, sounds like it's not really going to be a groundbreaking game by any means, but it's a fun little diversion if you're into zombie killing and if you like the first Dead Island.
Yeah, definitely. If you like the first Dead Island, I think you'll like this one. If relentless zombie punching isn't your thing, you'll probably get quite bored quite quickly. If you like exploring open worlds and like finding secrets and investigating little off-map areas and stuff, there are loads of like kind of cool little like secret areas or like off the beaten track things to find, which like has a lot of personality around the map. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it. What I've played of it so far, I think sometimes hitting the zombies got a little bit tiresome.
I think that's fair, as they would in real life. Zombies are they just don't know when to quit,
They don't.
They just keep coming.
You knock them down, they get back up again. It's unbelievable.
Well, I am excited to play this in co-op, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, we will be doing that on Thursday, everyone. So keep an eye out for links to that. Thank you for talking to me about Dead Island 2, Aoife.
Thank you for telling us all that you know.
You're welcome, you're welcome. And you lot at home, tune in to Staked next week, where we'll be talking toilet roll. Just how much can you eat before it kills you? Aoife will be finding out.
Can't wait for that hashtag content.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And good luck on the not island of Dead Island.
Right? Weird.
Bye! Smash that like button. Blah.